What is up, everyone? This is Frank at Saga Pixel, and in this video we're going to be going over how content format matters when it comes to SEO. The example that we're going to be using in this video is going to be Zoom versus GoToMeeting, how the two of them are going after the keyword screen share. And on a side note, we're going to talk about how targeting such a keyword in the first place is probably a very smart SEO strategy. So jumping in to Google Trends, first thing that I want to point out here is that while they are a video conferencing platform and they want to rank for video conferencing, the fact is that people are more interested in the reason why you video conference, and that's very often just a screen share. So right now I'm shooting this April 28th, 2020. We're right in the middle of the coronavirus. People are working from home. They need video conferencing to be able to share their screens with one another. And while the video conferencing query seems to have peaked in late March, the screen share queries have just continued pretty strong and are only now starting to decline in search volume. I mean, on a side note, I also think it's really interesting how these guys were all neck and neck for the longest time, and then come March, just Zoom exploded here, and both Skype and GoToMeeting were completely left in the dust. But at any rate, I took a look in Ahrefs at Zoom and filtered out Zoom branded keywords, and also Facebook. For whatever reason, they rank well for a lot of Facebook related keywords. And I see that according to Ahrefs, the big driver of traffic to their website is screen share. So I wanted to dive into that. There's a very valuable lesson that can be learned from us looking at how they ranked for this keyword versus the others. So we're going to be focusing mostly on, there are 10 spots. We're going to focus on GoToMeeting, Zoom, and Skype, and what their 3 pages look like versus what they've done for link building and all of that other sort of stuff. So first thing is, we need to understand the person doing a screen share, what they're thinking about is, how do I share my screen? This is very often going to be my mom. It's not going to be necessarily the head of IT at some company. It's going to be someone that all they want to do is share their screen. And Google has rightfully understood that delivering a page that has a step-by-step process is probably going to better align with Grace, my mom, trying to share her screen with somebody for whatever reason. And as a result, this is what the search results look like. So we can look at, if we're going to get into this video is not about link building or the impact of PageRank, but if we look here, Zoom has 581 referring domains, ScreenLeap has 4,000. Join Me has 12,000. But at the same time, these pages are not as closely, the format is not as, and look, Google just happens to shoehorn its own result in there, where frankly, looking at everything else does not belong there. But, just waiting for those antitrust lawsuits to come in. So here you have, Skype. From a link building standpoint, the reason that Zoom is here is not because of links. If we look at the format of this content, go into Zoom's page, what do you have? You have a video walkthrough of how this is done. You have specific tutorials for both Windows and Mac, and for iOS, and for Android. And that's it. It's not a sales page. At the same time, while GoToMeeting's page is a lot more attractive, it's talking to me about the product. It's not really telling me how. There is no step-by-step guide in here. And that's probably one of the features that's keeping it from ranking #1, and probably these other guys. Ultimately, a bunch of these would probably have a shot at this query because nobody's nailed it. First of all, Zoom should probably should have probably set its title tag as screen share a guide to sharing your screen using Zoom, and not wasting all of its not wasting all of its characters and its title tag and stuff like Help Center and Zoom, and redundant things like Zoom support and so forth. So in that respect, they can improve upon this. But despite this huge mistake, they're ranking here because it aligns with what people are looking for. And if you go over to Skype, like, they have even less going on here when it comes to like actually walking people through this process and allowing them to learn about the product. So ultimately, what the ultimate solution here would have been to optimize the page to have it say screen share, a guide to sharing your screen, having a section that talks all about the product, and then having a really thorough walkthrough video and a step-by-step process for sharing your screen using whatever product it is on a number of different platforms. What we can come away from this learning is that, first, look at what's ranking well. Right now, the #1 result is showing a step-by-step guide to sharing your screen on a whole bunch of different platforms. GoToMeeting, you want to grab that spot. Skype, you want to grab that spot. Do the same thing. Put together a guide that talks about how your solution works on all the different platforms that you support. And then include stuff that sells your product, that talks about why yours is better than Zoom. See if that helps to rank for that query. If it doesn't, maybe you need to dial back the sales stuff and get into the step-by-step process and showing how easy it is to share your screen using your solutions, and just allow that to be your sales pitch. Ultimately, really testing this is going to be the way that you get there. But step 1 here is going to be to see what Zoom is doing and do it better. I hope that you're able to then use this information for your business. If you're trying to rank for something like, you'll see this in the SEO space. Like, the top ranking results for things like SEO for dentists are not product pages. These are guides to SEO. Why is that? Because a dentist, way before they're getting to the point of, here's $2,000 a month for SEO to get my practice to rank better, they're looking into, like, what's involved with this? What are these guys going to do for me if I pay for this? And over time, Google has realized this. It's RankBrain, its AI has probably realized this and rewarded guides that really walk you through this process over just pure product pages. I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you are able to now better look at the format of the content on the SERP when you are trying to optimize for a keyword, and you're able to then deliver what people are actually searching for.